Welcome to the Burn Boot Camp podcast. Matt, we're back.
And we're back, baby.
We're back.
Back with another one.
Yes.
What we got today?
So today we have one topic.
Okay.
One topic we are going to dive into
important.
as deep as we possibly can. So this podcast is going to be about rest days and our thoughts on it, opinions on it. I don't know if there's science behind it that you want to bring into this. I'll speak to how I approach rest days and how I kind of think about them. But you want to kick us off, Matt? What are your thoughts about rest days? And how should you approach them? Or how should our listeners approach them?
Yeah, I think people, well, first of all, I'll think how I used to think. I used to think I had to work out every day as hard as I can to get as many results as possible. And that's obviously changed over the period of time. So I think first I want to talk about just how we set up the protocol and how we have a built-in rest day on Sunday for everybody. What you do on that day, again, is up to you. But I think it is important to let everyone know that, you don't look, if you like to train every day, great. If that's built into your DNA, hey, more props to you. But again, the longer you work out, your body is going to need to rest and recover from what you just did to it. And the workouts are hard. Burn Boot Camp's workouts are hard, and that's for a reason. I think the intensity it drives the results. And again, we would not be as successful as we are if we didn't get all the results we've had in the last, 2024, the last, 12, 13 years. So me personally, full transparency, I take a lot of rest days. I'm dead serious. I think it's Friday right now. I've already taken 2 rest days this week.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and honestly, it's a decision I make when I wake up in the morning.
Okay.
It's really that. I think, again, this is how I do it. I don't plan my week. I wake up, I do like an internal assessment. How do I feel? If I have soreness that, is a lot from whatever I did the day before, and then I use that day to get a lot of steps in. Burn Boot Camp Live helps a lot because I'm moving in general and the blood gets moving, and I do some exercises, not at 100% on the live, which helps the soreness. But yeah, I take a lot of rest days. I think it's just really, it's individual specific on how sore you get. If you're a person that gets really sore, you might need to take 1 or 2. And if you're really trying to put on a lot of muscle, which some people do, you might need to take 1 or 2 recovery days and as well. So yeah, I take a lot of rest days. Secrets out, so I'm not scared to share it.
No, I think that's good. So I approach it completely different than you. I
plan out your week.
I plan out my week. I think as a working mom, I have usually I have meetings all day long. So I have 2 options usually to get a workout in. It's either going to be the 5:30 a.m. camp or it's going to be noon camp. And if I have a noon meeting or if I have something where I need to look presentable in the afternoon, because your girl sweats a lot, I'll go for that 5:30 camp. But I'll say there are days when I wake up and if I have committed in my brain to going to 5:30 a.m. camp, I'm going to go to 5:30 a.m. camp.
Yeah.
But I also look at the protocol and I'll plan out a rest day too. So
like today.
I've worked out 4 days this week. I did think about maybe doing a quick camp today. I don't think I'm going to do a full 45-minute workout today, but today was in my head, and it just so happened to be arm and core day, but it was going to be my rest day. I have a lot, again, going on just with work and kids stuff, soccer game tonight. So I think that's just how I approach them is if I don't plan out my week, I could have multiple rest days. I also think that I used to think about a rest day based off how I felt. Kind of similar to you, but not in the sense of how my body feels. Probably more because I was not treating my body the way that I should have been. Maybe I was drinking too much wine the night before and I'm like, oh, I'm going to have a rest day. Not necessarily because my body was hurting. It was because I was not doing things that I should have been doing during the week when I want to, be productive. that was like my excuse. Like, oh, I'll just take a rest day. So I think now I think about it. If I plan it, it helps me also think through some of the choices I'm going to make during the week. It helps me, actually, it motivates me to make sure I'm taking my magnesium at night, make sure I'm getting all my supplements in during the week, because I know I'm going to feel better. I'm going to feel, I'm going to be able to show up to my workout feeling a lot more energized than if I were to drink like 3 glasses of wine the night before and have had none of my supplements. So that's just been like my journey of progress. And I won't lie, like that's been over the past like probably just a year that I've actually gotten to that point. And I think it has been because I've noticed when I take my supplements consistently and I drink water and I don't drink a lot during the week, I know it's going to sound like a surprise, but I feel better.
It's weird.
I know it's so weird, right? So, I think it's a mental game with yourself, but you do have to listen to your body, to your point. If you're not feeling the best, then don't push yourself. You can take a rest day and not feel guilty about it.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to make sure people know, and it is a mind trick, because I used to think like on rest days I had to eat less, and it's probably the opposite. I think if you take a recovery day, again, don't back off the calories you eat because you feel like you're not as active. The recovery days are taken, and usually you need more nutrients in your body because your body is like craving to recover, and food helps you recover. So if you're the person now where you back off significantly on how many calories you eat on a rest day, I think that's only going to hurt your next workout moving forward. So don't change anything on your recovery days from a food perspective. Actually, maybe just bump up the calories a little bit and watch your next workout or the workout after that just be a little bit better. Yeah. So I did want to point out that, because I used to make that mistake when I was younger, is if I'm moving less, I automatically equate that to eating less, and that's not true at all. So, and I think to Trisha's point, I think over the past year of obviously the supplements help, but just getting the food in is huge. Because again, guys, if you don't eat the food, your body's not going to change from a muscle perspective. And I know we do a lot of work lifting weights, and it's not all about that. It's really about the food you consume, specifically on recovery days. So don't make that mistake.
I think you bring up a good point about, because I think I fall to this too, is like if I'm in a rest day, calories, right? Oh, I don't have any calories going out like I would if I were to take camp today. So maybe I should eat less. So I think that I can't be the only one that thinks that way sometimes. No. And I think it's
human nature, just from diet culture in general. Is I hear celebrities all the time of like, oh yeah, what do you do on your recovery days? Well, I just eat less. It's like, no, don't do that. Eat more.
Eat more, or eat consistently. Don't restrict yourself because of something else that you're doing. I will say I've been making an attempt to eat more and actually plan out my meals a little bit better. And that's probably also something that's helped me feel a little bit more 100% in my workouts. So I think the reason why I say that is it kind of goes back to being like intentional. So instead of just going through the motions, if you really take a step back and think about how you're feeling in that moment of that rest day, maybe it is because your body's sore and it needs that, or is it you think back and maybe you did not eat as much as you should have, and that's why you're low on energy. So I think it's just taking that mental checklist of what you've done to your body, and then trying to figure out how you can just continue to improve. I guess that's kind of how I approach it. And honestly, some days I don't think that way, and I'm just like, this week did not work out that well. I'm gonna try again next week.
What are your favorite ways to recover? So on your recovery days, what do you like to do? I
love a walk. I go for walks and I listen to podcasts. I'm one of those people, I'm really bad. I have to be multitasking.
Why you do your recovery?
Like if it's like a recovery where it's not like, because my workouts, I don't multitask. My workouts, I think you've said before in a podcast where that's when you do your thinking. I'd like literally turn my brain off when I work out. It's really just about like how many more reps can I do? What muscle groups am I working? I don't think about anything else when I'm actually in camp and like going at that high intensity. But recovery, that's when I think my brain actually does its best work, is like if I go for a long run, a long run in recovery for me is like, slow pace, just moving my body, just I really enjoy. It's like my therapy. It's the way that I like let my brain, my mental state, just kind of do what it needs to do to recover maybe from some stresses that I had over the week. And so I would say either going for a run with some music and letting my mental state kind of calm down, or listening to a podcast and go for a walk. I should probably do more stretching. I should do more yoga. I used to be really into yoga, and I have not done that in a while, and I need to do more of that. So that's a goal of mine, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I like walking, and I used to do a lot of yoga, hot yoga. Whatever I think low impact is key for recovery.
But like, is hot yoga low impact? Because, man.
Yeah. What do you mean? You're not banging your joints on the ground?
No, I know. It is low impact, but hot yoga is wild.
Well, it depends on how long you're doing it.
That's true. I would do it for like an hour.
I mean, like 90 minutes. Yeah, that's pretty intense.
Yeah.
30 minutes. That sounds probably right.
I need to do hot yoga again.
Yeah. All right.
That was fun.
Cool.
Well, if you guys, again, have any questions, please email us at podcast@birdbootcamp.com. We just recently did a podcast where we answered all your questions, so we want you to keep sending those in so we can hear what you have to say. Okay?
Until next time, guys. 2 claps on 2. 1, 2.
Bye.